Could a Roman noblewoman lose her freedom and be enslaved? Yes, in ancient Rome, it was possible for a noblewoman to lose her freedom and become enslaved under certain circumstances. Although upper-class people enjoyed privileges and legal protection, there were exceptional situations in which a Roman noblewoman could end up in slavery. Here are some of these circumstances. 1. War and conquest. In times of war, if a Roman city or territory was captured by the enemy, even noble women could be taken prisoner and enslaved. Rome experienced numerous civil wars and conflicts with foreign peoples, and during these periods, the capture of Roman aristocrats was not uncommon. Enemies such as the Germans, the Parthians, or even rebels in the provinces could capture members of the nobility and sell them into slavery. War spoils often included high-ranking individuals, who could be kidnapped and forced into slavery by their captors. 2. Condition of servus poeni, penal slave. The Romans had very strict laws to punish serious crimes, such as treason, adultery, especially in the case of women, fraud, or unpaid debt. In extreme cases, a noble woman could be condemned to slavery as a penal punishment, becoming a servus poeni. This type of slavery was intended for people who had committed serious crimes and were sentenced to forced labor or to be used as public slaves. 3. Extreme debt. Debt slavery was common in pre-Republican times, though it was later largely abolished. However, if a noble family experienced extreme financial ruin, members could be sold to settle debts. In desperate situations, a noble who had lost all of his wealth and could not pay his debts could be enslaved or forced to sell his children into slavery to cover his financial obligations. While this was not a common practice in imperial Rome, it could occur in exceptional circumstances. 4. Kidnapping and illegal sale. Although high-ranking individuals were protected by Roman law, kidnapping and illegal sale of nobles did occur, especially in times of instability or on the borders of the empire. A noblewoman who was captured by bandits, pirates, or in an enemy raid could be sold in slave markets far from her homeland, where she would be treated like any other slave. For example, Cilician pirates were known to capture free people, including nobles, and then sell them in slave markets. 5. Punishment for treason or conspiracy. In the context of imperial politics, noble women who were involved in conspiracies or treason against the emperor or the state could suffer severe punishments, including slavery. For example, if a noble woman was accused of plotting against the emperor or participating in activities considered subversive, she and her family could be condemned to slavery or exiled. In these cases, slavery was used as a way to degrade her social status and publicly punish her. 6. Slavery through marriage to slaves. Although marriage between a Roman citizen and a slave was forbidden, if a noblewoman married a slave, she could lose her status and, in certain cases, also be considered a slave. This situation was extremely rare, but it reflects the rigidity of the Roman legal system regarding social status and citizenship. 7. Political or personal revenge. Political life in Rome was marked by intrigue and revenge. Sometimes the downfall of a noble family could be exploited by political enemies to enslave or sell members of that family. For example, during the political purges and proscriptions in the late Republic, some noble families were completely ruined and their members could be sold into slavery. 8. Compulsory suicide instead of slavery. In cases where the punishment for treason or serious crime was slavery, some nobles preferred to take their own lives rather than undergo the shame of slavery. Roman nobility placed great value on dignitas and honor, and suicide was sometimes seen as a way to avoid complete dishonor. The possibility of a Roman noblewoman losing her freedom and falling into slavery, though rare, was not impossible. Wars, extreme debt, penal punishments, kidnappings, and political intrigue were all circumstances that could lead to such a drastic situation. For high-ranking women, the loss of freedom and social status meant total degradation in a society that intensely valued hierarchies and family honor.